Welcome to MRL. In this learning session, we will learn the solutions of examples of exercise 5.3 of Arithmetic Progression chapter 10th NCERT CBSE textbook. So let us begin with the first example, that is to find the sum. Now we are given here 2, 7, 12 and so on to 10 terms is an AP. We have to find the sum of the 10 terms there. So we have n is equal to 10, d is equal to 7 minus 2, that is 5, and a is equal to 2. So substituting these values in the formula, Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Please remember this formula, that is the sum of n terms is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. A is the first term, d is the common difference, and n is number of terms. So we know those three values here. So substitute here, n is 10, so 10 upon 2, so S10 is equal to 10 upon 2, 2 into 2 plus 10 minus 1 into 5. Simplifying this, we get 5 in the bracket, 4 plus 45, 5 into 49, and that is 245. Therefore, the sum of 10 terms of the given AP is 245. So please remember there are 10 terms, therefore it is S10, so that is nothing but Sn, that is S10 is equal to 245 in this example. Now in the second example, we are given minus 37, minus 33, minus 29 up to 12 terms. We have to find again sum of 12 terms. Again n here is 12, a is minus 37, d is minus 33 minus of minus 37, and that is 4. Now substituting the values of a, d and n in the given formula, that is Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, we get n upon 2 is 12 by 2, 2 into minus 37, minus 37, that is a is minus 37 there, plus 12 minus 1 into 4, 6 in the bracket minus 74 plus 44, 6 into minus 30, that is minus 180. So the sum of the 12 terms of the given AP, Sn is equal to minus 180. Now coming to the next example, we are given the AP 0.6, 1.7, 2.8 to 100 terms. Now we have to find S 100. So we know that n is 100 here, and a is 0.6, d is 1.7 minus 0.6, that is 1.1. So substituting the values of a and d in the formula, Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, we get 100 upon 2 in the bracket 2 into 0.6 plus 100 minus 1 into 1.1. Simplifying, again please be careful because since the decimal values are there, so we have 1.2 plus 99 into 1.1, 1.2 plus 108.9, 50 into 110.1, that is 5505 is the sum of 100 terms of the given AP. Now coming to the next example, we are given the AP 1 by 15, 1 by 12, 1 by 10 and up to 11 terms. So we have to find S11 here. So now we have 11 terms, therefore 11 upon 2 in the bracket 2 into 1 by 15 plus 11 minus 1 into 1 by 60. We have found out that the value of D is 1 by 12 minus 1 by 15 and the value of D is 1 by 60. Substituting the value of D here, 1 by 60, and simplifying we get 2 into 1 by 15 is 2 by 15, 11 minus 1 is 10 by 60, and we have the LCM as 60 here. So 15 4 is 60, 61 is 68 plus 10 divided by 60, that is 18 by 60. 11 by 2 into 18 by 60 becomes 33 by 20, and therefore the sum of the 11 terms of the given AP is 33 by 60. Remember that. Now coming to the next example, to find the sum of APs here, we have been given the AP 7 plus 10 and a half plus 14 plus so on to 84. Now we have to use the formula Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now a is known to us, that is 7, a is 7, d is 10 and a half minus 7, that is 7 by 2, but n is not known to us, so we have to find n in this case. Now to find n, we can use the relation Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Tn is given as that is 84, that is the last term is 84, that is the nth term is 84, and a is 7 plus n minus 1 in the bracket 7 divided by 2, 7 plus 7 by 2 n minus 7 by 2, 7 by 2 n is equal to 84 minus 7 plus 7 by 2. Simplifying, we get n is equal to 10. So learn how to simplify this. So n is equal to 10. Now substituting the value of n here, so it will be 10 upon 2 in the bracket a is 7 and the last term is 84. So please remember, we can use the formula Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Also we can use the formula n upon 2 in the bracket a plus l, since we know the first term and the last term. So both the formulas are correct. Since I know the first term and the last term, I have used the formula n by 2 in the bracket a plus l here. A is the first term and l is the last term. So 10 upon n is already, we have found out n is equal to 10. 10 upon 2 in the bracket 7 plus 84. 5 into 91 divided by, and that is multiplication, we get 455. So remember that. Now the next example here, the first term is 34 and the last term is 10. So we know the last term, we know the first term, so we can use the formula Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket a plus l, but we have to know n, so let us find n first. So Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, that is n is Tn is 10, so 10 is equal to 34 plus n minus 1 into minus 2, simplifying we get n is equal to 13, substitute n is equal to 13 here, 13 upon 2 into 34 plus 10 is 44, and simplification we get 13 into 22, that is 286. So remember, therefore the sum of the 10 terms of the given AP is 286. Now coming to the next example, again the terms are minus 5, minus 8, minus 11 and so on, that is the last term is minus 230. So we have to find the sum, that is already given here, sum. Now the formula is, since I know the first term and the last term, I can use the formula Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket a plus l, and again we don't have n here. A is minus 5, last term is minus 230, that is n term is minus 230. Now we have to find d. D is minus 8 of minus 5, so minus 8 of plus 5 and minus 3, so d is known as minus 3, but here we don't require d, we want n, so we have to find n here. So Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. The Tn is minus 230 is equal to minus 5 plus n minus 1 into minus 3. So I have used d here to find n here. Okay, so since d is not, we can find out d and you substitute here, and minus 230 is equal to minus 5 minus 3n plus 3 minus 2 minus 3n, simplifying we get n is equal to 76. So substitute n here, 76 by 2 in the bracket minus 5 minus 230, and simplification minus 5 minus 230 becomes minus 235. So 76 upon 2 into minus 235, we get, after simplification we get 38 into minus 235, that is minus 8930, that is 8930, and that is the sum of the given terms of AP. Remember that. Now coming to the next example, here we have been given A is 5, D is 3, and Tn is 50, that is the last term or nth term is 50. Now we have to find n and Sn. We have to find n and Sn. Now let us see how to find n first. See, Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, and we know a is 5, and we know that the nth term is 50, and d is 3, already it is given to us. So substituting the values we get 5 plus 3n minus 3, 2 plus 3n, 3n is equal to 50 minus 2, and 48, therefore n is equal to 48 by 3n is equal to 16. Now coming to, let us find Sn here. The formula is Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now n is known to us, that is 16 by 2, we have found out 16 by 2, into 2 into 5 because a is 5, plus n minus 1 is 16 minus 1, that is 15, and d is known to us, that is 3. So putting the values and simplifying we get 8 into 55, that is 440. Therefore Sn is equal to 440. Remember that. Now coming to the next example, we have been given here A as 7 and 13th term is 35. We have to find D and also S13. We have to find D and as well as S13. So let us begin with T13 is equal to 35, that is 13th term is 35, 13th term is equal to 35, and 13th term is nothing but a plus 12d. We can use the relation Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d and apply it here. So a plus 12d, and a plus 12d is 35, 7 plus 12d is equal to 35 because a is known to us 7, and 12d is equal to 35 minus 7, so d is equal to 7 by 3. So we got the value of d. Now we have to find S13. S13 is equal to n. Now since we already know that T13 means it is 13 by 2 because n is 13 there, so 13 upon 2 in the bracket 2 into 7, 7 is a, so 2 into 7 plus 13 minus 1 into d, d is already known, 7 by 3, substitute the values, all the values are known, substitute them, simplify, we get 13 into 21 and that is 273. So therefore S13 is 273. Please learn how to simplify, and it's a very simplification, fundamental operations, you have to learn them and apply your knowledge here. Now given T12 is equal to 37, D is equal to 3. Now we have to find A and S12. Now T12 is equal to 37, D is given, A we have to find, and S12 also we have to find. So let us use the formula Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Now we have to find T12. T12 is 37. So T12 is equal to A plus 12 minus 1 into 3, and it is 37. 37 is equal to A plus 11 into 3, A plus 33. A is equal to 37 minus 33, and A is equal to 4. So we have got the value of A here. Now to find S12, use the formula again. S12 is equal to 12 by 2, because I am using Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Already we know n is how much? N is already given 12, because T12 means 12th term. So 12 upon 2, 2 into 4. 2 into 4, because A is 4, plus n minus 1 into D. D is 3 given to us. Then it will be 12 by 2 is 6. 4 into 2 is 8. 12 minus 1, that is 11, into 3 is 33. 8 plus 33 is 41, and that is 8 plus 33 is 41, and multiply 6 into 41, that is 246, and therefore the sum of 12 terms is 246. So we have found out A as well as S12. Now let us go to the next example. Now we have been given here T3 is 15 and S10 is equal to 125. T3 is 15 and S10 is 125. We have to find D and T10. Now please understand here, to find T10 I have to know A and D, then only I can find. See, T10 if I have to find, then I have to know A as well as D. So two unknowns are there. Now to get two unknowns, we have to get two equations. So let us see how to get them. So T3 is equal to 15, which will give us one equation. A plus 2D is equal to 15 is the first equation. Now the second equation can be had from S10 is equal to 125. So we know the formula S10 is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So S10 is equal to 10 upon 2 in the bracket 2A plus 10 minus 1 into D, or S10 is 125. So 125 is equal to 5. 10 by 2 is 5. 2A plus 9D, or 25 dividing by 5, we get 25 is equal to 10A plus 45D, or 5 is equal to 2A plus 9D. That is the second equation. So I have got one equation here and the second equation here. Now I can go for solving these two equations to find A and D. So solving 1 and 2, A plus 2D is equal to 15, 2A plus 9D is equal to 5. Now I have to cancel A here, so I will multiply the first equation by 2. So 2 into A is 2A, 2 into 2 4D, and 15 to the 30. Subtracted, 2A 2 gets cancelled. 4 minus 9D becomes minus 5D, and 30 minus 5 becomes 25. So D is equal to 25 by 25 divided by minus 5, and D is equal to minus 5. So we know the value of D here. Put the value of D in one of the equations. So I have taken the equation A plus 2D is equal to 15 here. Put the value of D here. A plus 2 into minus 5 is equal to 15, and A minus 10 is equal to 15. A is equal to 10 plus 15, that is equal to 25. So we got the value of A as 25. So now I have the value of D also. I have the value of A. So substitute the value of A and D in this equation. That is T10. T10 is equal to A plus 9D. 25 plus 9 into minus 5. 25 minus 45 minus 20. Therefore, the value of T10, or the 10th term, is minus 20. So we have found out the value of D here, and also the value of the 10th term, that is minus 20. So that is how we solve the AP examples. Please remember that. Now coming to the next example, we have been given here D is equal to 5, S9 is equal to 75. We have to find A and also the T9, that is 9th term. Now let us go one by one. Let us take S9 first. Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Therefore S9 is equal to 9 by 2 in the bracket 2A plus 9 into 5, because D is known. 9 into A, that is 8 into 5. So 9 by 2 in the bracket 2A plus 8 5 the 40. So 9 by 2 into 2A plus 9 by 2 into 40, it gives us 75 is equal to 9A plus 180. Simplification, simple simplification. So 9A is equal to 75 minus 180 is equal to minus 105. A is equal to minus 105 by 9. So we have A is equal to minus 35 by 3. So the value of A is known to us now. Now finding T9 is very simple. T9 is equal to A plus 8D. A is known to us already, minus 35 by 3, and D is already found out. D is we have to find D. D is what here? The D is given there, 5. So D is 5. So 8 into 5. So minus 35 by 3 plus 40. Minus 35 plus 120 by 3. Taking LCM, that is 3. And then 85 by 3. So therefore the 9th term is 85 by 3. So be careful. Whatever the values are given to us, we can use them in calculations. And therefore substituting the known values, we can find the unknown. Coming to the next example, given A is equal to given A is equal to 2 and D is equal to 8. A is equal to 2 and D is equal to 8. and Sn is equal to 90 to find the n, the number of terms, and also the nth term Tn. Now let us go for the formula. Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and Sn is given as 90 here, so 90 is equal to n upon 2, and in the bracket a is already given 2, that is 2 into 2 plus n minus 1 into 8, and n by 2 in the bracket 4 plus 8n minus 8, n upon 2 8n minus 4, and taking 2 as common here, so gets cancelled, so we get n into 4n minus 2, so the 90 is equal to 4n square minus 2n, and bringing it in a standard form, 4n square minus 2n minus 90 equal to 0. So we have a quadratic equation, and we have to solve this quadratic equation, which we already know how to solve. So go for the middle term splitting method, and you have to learn middle term splitting method. If you have forgotten, please learn middle term splitting method. So by middle term splitting method, I have split it as a minus 10n plus 9n, because minus 10 plus 9 gives me minus 1n, and minus 10 into plus 9 gives me 90, and that is how the splitting is done. And after the splitting, group them and separate them, take the HCF and separate them, get two factors, n minus 5, 2n plus 9 equal to 0, n minus 5 equal to 0, and therefore n is equal to 5. I didn't take 2n plus 9 equal to 0 because it gives me n as minus 9 by 2, which is of no use to us. Now it becomes meaningless because n is a natural number. So n minus 5 equal to 0, n is equal to 5. Now we have to find Tn also. N is found out, so we have to find Tn. Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. A is 2, and it is n, that is 5 minus 1, the n is 5, so 5 minus 1 into d. D is given as 8, so multiply by 8, so 2 plus 32, 5 minus 1 is 4, 8 for the 32, and therefore it is 34. So the nth term is 34. So that is how. So again, if you remember, see, now the quadratic equation has come here. Earlier we have solved the examples using pair of linear equations methods. Now we have got the quadratic equation here. So all the basics of mathematics are interrelated. You have to know how to solve the quadratic equations, although we are solving arithmetic progression here. And earlier we had used the method of solving pair of linear equations, although we are solving arithmetic progression examples here. And therefore all the basics are interrelated. You have to know the basics of pair of linear equations and also quadratic equations to solve the examples. Okay, please remember that. Now coming to the next example, a is 8, Tn is 62, Sn is equal to 210. Now we have to find n, the number of terms, and also we have to find the common difference d. Now how to do that? Now Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. We know this formula. 62, yeah, Tn is already given 62, a is given as 8, n minus 1 into d. D is not given, yeah, d is not there, so we have to find d. Of course d is not given because we have to find. So now 62 minus 8, taking 8 that side, 62 minus 8 is equal to n minus 1 into d. Simplifying, we get d is equal to 54 by 5. So we have found out the value of d. The next what we have to find is n. Now how to find n? Sn is already given to us. Sn is 210. Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and we get 210 is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2 into 8 plus 54. You will be surprised to know why 54 has come here. If you look at the equation 1, n minus 1 into d, n minus 1 into d is equal to 54. So I have replaced n minus 1 into d by 54. So 54 has come from equation 1. So by putting 54 there, I can go further. I can further simplify it. So 420, 2 into 10 is 420. N in the bracket 8 to the 16 plus 54. N into 70. N is equal to 420 by 70 is equal to 6. Therefore n is equal to 6. So please understand this step. So here directly I have substituted the value of n minus 1 into d is equal to 54, and I went further for the simplification. I could have gone by another method, but I found that this is more easier. That's why I substituted the value of n minus 1 into d 54 directly from equation number 1. Try to remember that. Now we have been given the next example. Tn is equal to 4, d is 2, Sn is minus 14. We have to find n and a. Now Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, and Tn is how much? 4. A is not given, so we have to find that, plus n minus 1 into d. D is 2. Substitute it, we get a 6 is equal to a plus 2n. So let us call this as equation number 1. Now because there are two unknowns here, we do not know a and both a and n are not known to us. So now let us go for Sn. So let us see how we get the second equation. Sn is equal to minus 14. Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and Sn is minus 14, n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into 2, that is minus 28 is equal to n in the bracket 2a plus 4 minus a, and the question is again, how did I get this 4 minus a? See, n minus 1 into 2. See here, if you see here, n minus 1 into 2, if I take a that side, it becomes 4 minus a. So I can replace n minus 1 into 2 by 4 minus a. That's what I have done here. So by substituting n minus 1 into 2 by 4 minus a, because n minus 1 into 2, when I take a to the left, it becomes 4 minus a, and therefore I have substituted it as 4 minus a. So I get minus 28 is equal to n in the bracket a plus 4, and that is the second equation. So we can use the first equation and the second equation to solve and find the values of a and n, and this can be done either by elimination method or by substitution method. So I will go by substitution method. So let us see how to do that. Now solving 1 and 2, take the value of n as minus 28 divided by a plus 4. See, I can take the value of n as minus 28 divided by a plus 4, that is from equation 2, and substitute that value in equation number 1. Put the value of n in 1, we got a plus 2 in the bracket minus 28 by a plus 4 divided by a plus 4 equal to 6, and the simplification gets us minus 56 by a plus 4 is equal to 6, and simplify further, taking LCM as a plus 4, we get a square plus 4a minus 56 divided by a plus 4 is equal to 6. Again by cross multiplication, we get a square plus 4a minus 56 is equal to 6 in the bracket a plus 4, open the bracket, simplify it, get a standard quadratic equation, a square minus 2a minus 8a equal to 0. Go for middle term splitting method, that is minus 10a plus 8a gives us minus 2a, and minus 10 into plus 8 gives us minus 80. 100% the middle term splitting is correct, and therefore taking the common, a is common, take a common, a minus 10 plus a, take 8 common, a minus 10 equal to 0. So we have the two factors a minus 10 and a plus 8, a minus 10 equal to 0, a plus 8 equal to 0. We get a is equal to 10 or a is equal to minus 8. So we got two values of a here. Now when we get two values of a, let us see which will be the correct in this. Now put a is equal to minus 8 in equation number 1. So 6 is equal to a plus 2n, and 6 is equal to minus 8 plus 2n, 6 plus 8 is equal to 2n, 14 is equal to 2n, n is equal to 14 by 2, n is equal to 7, and that is the value of n we have got. But if I put a is equal to 10 here, a is equal to 10 in equation, same equation again, 6 is equal to a plus 2n, 6 is equal to 10 plus 2n, 6 minus 10 is equal to 2n, minus 4 is equal to 2n, n is equal to minus 4 by 2, n is equal to minus 2. So the natural number cannot be negative, so therefore we can neglect a is equal to 10 and take the value of a as minus 8, and therefore n is equal to 7 is the answer. So therefore we have the values a as minus 8 and n is equal to 7. So that is what was asked for us. So we have n is equal to 7 and a is equal to minus 8. So that is what is the solution of this particular example. Okay, remember that. The next example is the fourth example. It is given there 9, 17, 25 so on is an AP, and Sn is 636. We have to find the number of terms, that is n. Now Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Sn is already given 636. N is not known, we have to find it. So n upon 2. A is known to us, that is 9, 2 into 9 plus n minus 1 into 8, that is 8 is d. D is 17 minus 9, that is 8. Now simplifying this, we get 9 to the 18, 8n minus 8, n by 2 in the bracket 10 plus 8n, and 2 is common here, so taking 2 outside, 2 gets cancelled, so n in the bracket 5 plus 4n, and that means 5n into 4n square. 636 is equal to 5n plus 4n square. Writing in standard form, we get 4n square plus 5n minus 636 is equal to 0. Again here we have got a quadratic equation. We have to go for middle term splitting method. When we split it, we get minus 48 and plus 53, and we can rearrange and then go for grouping. Taking HCF common, we get two factors, n minus 12 in the bracket 4n plus 53 equal to 0, or n minus 12 equal to 0, 4n plus 53 equal to 0, and therefore n is equal to 12 and n is equal to minus 53 by 4. We have to neglect n is equal to minus 53 by 4 because n is not a natural number there. N is equal to 12 is the answer. Therefore the number of terms of this given AP is n is equal to 12. Remember that. Now coming to the next example, that is the fifth example, we are given the first term is 5, the nth term is 45, the Sn is 400. We have to find the number of terms and the common difference d. Now Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, and Tn is given as 45 is equal to 5, a is 5, a is T1 is 5, that is a is 5, plus n minus 1 into d. 45 minus 5 is equal to n minus 1 into d. 40 is equal to n minus 1 into d. Okay. Now here n minus 1 into d, again we have got two unknowns here. N is not known, d is not known. So two unknowns are there. So we have to find out either n or d first and substitute and get the values. Let us see how to do it. Now Sn is equal to 400. N upon 2 in the bracket a plus l, because since I know that first term is 5 and the last term is 400, so therefore I can go for the formula n upon 2 in the bracket a plus l is equal to 400, n upon 2 in the bracket 5 plus 45 is equal to 400, n by 2 into 50 is equal to 400, so we get n is equal to 16. So I got the value of n here. So I can substitute the value of n in this. So put n is equal to 16 in 1, that is equation 1. So 40 is equal to 16 minus 1 into d, so we got d is equal to 40 by 15, or d is equal to 8 by 3. So therefore the value of n is 16 and the value of d is equal to 8 by 3. So please remember that. How we solve the examples of arithmetic progression, remembering the two very important formulas, that is Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, and Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d, or Sn is equal to n upon 2 in the bracket a plus l. So remember these formulas, apply these formulas to solve the examples, to find the unknowns, and that is how the calculations of APs continue. And the next part of the second part of this exercise solutions will continue in the second part. So please note down these examples in a book for your future reference, and in the second part I will be discussing the remaining examples of this particular exercise of arithmetic progression chapter. So okay, then thank you.